If you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
All right, let's get into it. Guys, as many of you know, it's trending now. Chellah Tukuta has been sentenced to two years in prison, hard labor, for defamation. Now, it's important for us to discuss this issue with an open mind. I've often said to you that Facebook, these social media platforms that we possess, come with tremendous responsibility. Especially now that we live in an age, we live in a dispensation where there are laws that are constructed and worded in such a way that when you choose to be careless with your content, you will bear the brunt of the law. I need that to sink in for a moment. You know, the thing about many of you is that you have to understand that when a person decides to apply the law to what you've said on social media, in other words, when they decide to take you to court because of what you said on social media, and you know that what you said was inaccurate, it was false, it was less than, you know those things, but you go ahead and take the irresponsible step of posting things and saying things that you are not able to substantiate or prove. When someone decides to apply the law, guess what happens? You'll discover very quickly that you have contravened the law. The word contravene means you've broken the law. Just the other day, I heard about a young lady that received a settlement. Of course, this is what social media said. I haven't called the lady to verify this story, but it did trend on several reputable media platforms. So I can safely conclude that this story is accurate. A young lady the other day received a cash settlement of 50,000 kwacha because someone had uttered falsities. You know the word falsities? It's a real word, falsities. Falsehoods. Remember that well, it's old now. It's been around for a while. Denzel Washington's movie, Training Day. Remember that one with Ethan Hawke? There's a line in that film that Denzel Washington consistently, the character that Denzel Washington plays, I think the name of the character is Alfonso. And he consistently throughout the movie kept on saying this one line: it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Did you remember him saying that? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. When someone decides to take you to court, you can sit there all you want and say, well, I was just telling the truth. I was telling the truth. Well, when they take you to task and they take you to court, the court is going to ask you to prove what you were saying. Now, when you fail to prove, that is where the problem is. Therein lies the conundrum. Chellah Tukuta went to court. He opted to be and to remain mute. Some people say mute. Mute. He chose not to speak, and that's a legal tactic. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because you know the idea, the rationale behind you not saying anything, because you know the word, I almost said the word of God. You know you're a preacher when you do that. The law says you have the right to remain silent if you choose. You can go there and not say anything. The idea behind that is that sometimes counsel, your lawyers, the people that represent you in court, they guide you and they advise you, don't say anything. Why? Because they feel that by you saying something, you could potentially incriminate yourself. You could potentially, while you're up there in the stand, you can potentially say something that would incriminate you further. And so sometimes lawyers or counsel advise their clients, don't say anything, be silent. And there are times when you're silent, it helps your case. But boy, I tell you what, there are times when you start talking, the moment you open your big mouth, you're digging a hole. And in this case, in Chellah Tukuta's case, when he went to court, he chose not to say anything. He was completely silent. But the prosecution proved beyond a reasonable doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Chellah Tukuta defamed Honorable Doris Chellah. Chellah he was in no position to prove that Doris Chellah was doing what he alleged. And because of that, because he couldn't prove that, Dora decided to apply the law. And it was discovered that Chellah Tukuta had contravened the law because he wasn't able to prove it at all. Now, let's get back to this topic of how to use social media. I've often said to you, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it, social media has three functions. If you're smart, you're supposed to use it to entertain, to educate, and to enlighten. If all you do is jump on social media and cuss and whoop and holler and spew unsubstantiated utterances, one day you will come across the wrong person and they will take you to court. So my encouragement to you, especially to you, my fellow vloggers, we are now in a brand new space. We are now in a completely different dispensation. We are no longer in Kansas. Things have changed. All across the digital landscape, things have changed. And because they have changed, they have evolved, and we must evolve with it. How do we evolve? Oh, it's really simple. Operate within the confines of the law. I mean, look at Facebook itself. And you've heard me say this, a multiplicity of multitudinous tens of times. Facebook itself has what they call community guidelines. Do you know what a community is? It's a group of people that live together. In a community, there are laws. For example, here on Simon Mwewa Lane, we live in a business community. And in this community, there are certain things that we've all accepted as a normal way of life. Now, when we breach those laws, we become an enemy of the community. Facebook itself, when you say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing. Let me be honest with you. The other day, I posted a video of, and all of you saw it. More than, if I screen shared it with you, which I could do, more than 3 million people, believe it or not, 3 million people viewed this video that I posted. It wasn't about me. It was a video of, it showed some country somewhere, Slovenia or somewhere, Czechoslovakia somewhere. They took a rat and they tied it to a little mini rocket, and they took a, what is that? What do you call that little thing? Well, they ignited it, in other words. And that rocket went up in the air and it exploded with the rat attached to that little rocket. Well, Facebook said to me, well, Mr. Mwewa, you can't publish that. That's cruelty against animals. So because you've done that, Mr. Mwewa, we're going to put you in timeout for a couple of days. Those are the guidelines. In the same vein, you vloggers, Mwewena Zambia. And also, let me say something to you Zambians that are in the diaspora. Be careful with what you say on social media. Just because you're out there in America or in Britain or in Czechoslovakia, don't think that you can say whatever the hell you want. Because one day when you come back, somebody might decide to apply the law and take you to court. Now, guys, it's not about not having fun, because there's some of you saying, no, these laws are draconian. They are suffocating our ability to express ourselves. Mwafireta mwafitula. Twafira nokulanda. Twakana nokunwa amenyi shipantu because of these laws. We can't even talk. Nga wakola ti iwe, watch out. Nga watese munati iwe, uzachiona. No, it's not about that. If you're a decent human being, you don't have to worry about that. Just be civil. It is possible, guys. It is possible. And I know for many of you, this is a stretch. For many of you, this is almost impossible. Some of you are not able to express yourselves. Some of you are not able to express yourselves unless you insult. You turn the air blue with profanity. At least chafuma kumutima namutuka. Well, you might have to pay for it. So here's the thing. I wasn't, I'll be honest with you, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm being very honest with you. I knew that Chellah Tukuta would go to prison. I knew it. I've been saying it. I knew it. Of course, it's not something that we should celebrate, but it does give us a moment of pause. I must say this. It does give us a moment of reflection, especially as vloggers. You that are consistently on Facebook, this is a really good time to look at this case and say, am I doing anything out of turn? Am I being careful with my content? Am I being a responsible Facebooker? Because these are the questions we now must begin to ask ourselves. So, in closing, this is my word to you, vloggers. Be careful with what you say. Okay? Just stay within the confines of the law, and you'll be fine. Boom. All right, gotta go. Thank you. Thank you for watching. God bless you.
If you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.